Hello, I'm Waverly. This is Tea Time with Waverly, where I talk about stuff and drink tea, and I encourage you to drink tea too. Today I'm drinking passion fruit oolong from Waterfall Tea Company. So this is kind of a tough topic for me to talk about, but I've seen a few other videos similar to this, so I don't know, I think my experience could be helpful to others going through this, because unfortunately this is a somewhat common occurrence with the internet. But yeah, when I was 12 and 13 years old, I dated a pedophile on the internet, long distance. So I don't really consider it dating because one, I was in middle school, and two, it was like over the internet. We never met, we never FaceTimed or called or anything, we just texted. I personally don't consider it a real relationship. I wanted to provide screenshots, but unfortunately this was so long ago. This was, I think, actually exactly 6 years ago. And I met him on Text Plus, I believe, but we really talked over Kik Messenger and iMessage. Since then, I have deleted Kik, and when you delete Kik, it deletes all your chats. I even have a completely different phone, different Apple ID. I didn't even have a phone. I was using an iPod, and that iPod got stolen, so all of the screenshots that I had got stolen with it. I don't really have any records of this, except for the fact that I have witnesses, and I did contact Kik, and I contacted iMessage, and if I filed a police report, then I could probably get the screenshots and chat history from them, but I don't really want to file a police report. We've already handled the situation, at least my parents did. So in middle school, I was really self-conscious because at the end of elementary school, everyone thinks that when you get to middle school, you're gonna get boyfriends and, that sort of stuff, but then you don't end up getting boyfriends because it's middle school. You're still really emotionally immature. And this was around the time that I got introduced to the internet and texting apps, and I ended up making a lot of internet friends because I felt like I got along with people better over the internet. I was too self-conscious or whatever to talk with people in real life, so I just had a bunch of internet friends, and with internet friends comes internet boyfriends. So there was this guy, I'm not going to use his name because I don't really want anyone to track him down. He was introduced to me from another internet friend who I actually really miss her. She was really nice, even though she introduced me to this creep. And he was 18, he was a high school senior, and he lived in Wisconsin. Honestly, looking back, I am so surprised that he was not a catfish. He was captain of the track team. What high school senior captain of the track team, with a six-pack, dates a 12-year-old online? I don't know, but he wasn't a catfish. He wasn't, which I found out later. We started talking, and then eventually we got into a relationship. And one of the creepiest things was that I said to him, I was like, hey, I'm almost 13. Are you uncomfortable with this because you're 18? He was like, no. My ex-girlfriend, she was 13, so I don't really care. So he's done this before. He's dated multiple people online before. I actually did know his ex-girlfriend. Dating him was consensual. I was all about dating him. We even had plans for him to come visit me. We had it all planned out for him to come that summer. So dating him was consensual, although I was 12, so did I know what I was doing? Not really, but I did go along with it. He didn't force me to date him or anything. But what he did force me to do was send naked photographs of myself. And this is really hard for me to admit because I've been really embarrassed about it, very ashamed of it. And it took a really long time to get over that shame and realize, wait a second, this isn't my fault. This isn't for me to be embarrassed about. I was fucking 12. This is for him to be embarrassed about. For the longest time, I believed that I was in the wrong and this was my doing and whatnot. But I do remember that I did not want to send naked photographs of myself, mostly because I was really self-conscious and I didn't like the way my body looked, and so I didn't want to take pictures of it and show other people. But we were in a relationship, and that's expected, and you have to. One time I was visiting my friend in a different city, and he was like, send a nude, and I was like, I'm at a friend's house, I can't. And he was like, take a picture in the bathroom or something. So like he would like make me do it, even though I had said no. Like I did say no multiple times, and he like insisted. And he sent naked photographs of himself too. That wasn't fun. And my parents ended up finding out, I forget how, I got grounded. They took my iPod, saw a text coming in from him, and they tracked him down. They found him on Facebook, and they saw what school he went to, and they contacted his school. We didn't seek police action, because at the time I was like, no, I'm in love. They didn't press police action, mostly because I was like super insistent, and he went along with the punishments. But they did contact his school principal, and the principal contacted his mom. They had a meeting with him or whatever. So he got in trouble. I got in trouble too. I got grounded for a long time. Oh yeah, and I got put into therapy too because of this, which sucked, because then my therapist ended up cursing me out because I refused to talk to her. So that was great. I love therapy. Actually, one good thing to come out of this is because of this, my parents put me in to this like super fancy sexual education class at the Unitarian Church. And through that class, I actually made a lot of friends. I made a lot of friends. I met my first real boyfriend because of that class. So that's one good thing to come out of it. A year later, I ended up contacting him again through Kick Messenger again. I remember being super apologetic because I thought it was my fault. I was like, oh my god, I messed up. I got caught. And I was like, what happened? He's like, I got kicked off the track team. I think other stuff happened. I can't remember what all happened. But I remember I felt so bad because he loved running, he loved track, and he was the captain of the track team, and then he got kicked off because of me. What have I done? I have ruined this guy's life. This is all my fault. Like, I carried that burden for a long time, actually, several years. It took me a long time to realize that, hey, this wasn't your fault. You didn't ruin his life. You ruined his own life, not you. I hid this from a lot of people because it was really embarrassing. And I thought that I had, like, ruined this guy's life. And I was like, I am a horrible person. But, like, looking back, I was 12. Come on. And a scary part is that this was really common. There were a lot of people on Kick and Text Plus that were just looking for, like, internet relationships and, like, looking for nudes and stuff. Like, Omegle. On Omegle, you just found, like, so much genitalia. Text Plus was like that, too, and, like, Kick, and it just wasn't regulated. I remember Snapchat was first made as a way to, like, send nudes. I think. This could be a rumor. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure the Snapchat was first made as a way to send nudes, because, like, then it would disappear after a bit. Or at least if it wasn't intended for that, it was definitely used for that. There should have been more scanners. There should have been more regulation on Kick and Text Plus, because there were lots of pedophiles. And not just pedophiles. I don't know. Do, like, teenagers count as pedophiles if they're under 18, but they're, like, seducing 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds? So yeah, it was shark-infested waters. I think that there definitely should be a lot more regulation. I don't know how it is now, but at least back then there was not enough regulation on Kick and Text Plus, because I knew many people who were, like, my age, internet friends, but they were also in long-distance relationships online, sending nudes to their distant boyfriends. That's my story. Be safe on the internet, folks. I'm really glad that my parents found out, even though they grounded me for a long time. That's it, folks. Thank you for watching. This is actually really hard for me to admit. Once again, I'm still really embarrassed about it, even though I'm trying to get past that mindset. Go ahead and subscribe. Not every video is going to be as dark as this. Yeah. See you later, folks.